Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Former Oklahoma City police officer Daniel Holtzclaw was found guilty of 18 charges, including 4 counts of first-degree rape, indecent exposure, sexual battery, forcible oral sex. And for each one of the charges, the jury recommended 30 years. So this man faces over 260 years in jail for his crime. All of his victims were black women, 13 black women. And I'm sure that there were probably more black women than that this man actually sexually abused and raped. He used his badge and his authority to target poor black women in poor communities. He targeted women who were drug addicts, women who had criminal records, women who were sex workers, because he felt that they were the most vulnerable. He felt that it would be okay for him to do so. He felt that no one would believe a word that they say. He felt that his word would be validated and believed over these black women's word. But the jury proved him wrong. The jury told the world that black women matter. The jury rendered justice in this case. And at first I was concerned, as many people were concerned, because the jury was all white, even though the victims were all black. And here you have a man who appears to be white, but in further research I found out that his father is white and that his mother is Japanese. But it doesn't matter. I mean, for the most part, he would be treated as an honorary white person in this society. But I was pleasantly surprised and pleased to see that this jury, despite its demographics, they were able to see through the lies and the deception, and they were able to render justice, and they were able to tell the world that black women matter. This case, gives me some hope in the criminal justice system. It gives us a glimmer of hope, but it also exposes what many of us have said about the police and their corruption, their actual disrespect and disregard for black communities, their abuse and harassment of black communities. And this is a disgrace. It's an actual disgrace, and it's a disgrace that the media has not talked about this enough. The media has not given this case the kind of attention that it deserves. And in fact, many of us here on YouTube have not given this case the type of attention that it deserves. Here you have a cop, somebody who's supposed to protect and serve. Instead of serving the people, he abused the people. Instead of protecting the most vulnerable people, this man preyed upon the most vulnerable people. He was nothing but a predator. And I'm glad that that predator will spend his life behind bars. His life behind bars. And this whole situation involving these black women just reminds me of something that Malcolm X told us a long time ago. He said that black women are the least respected and protected members of our society. The least respected and protected. He talked about how anyone can come into the black community. Anyone can come into our community and abuse our women, and we do nothing. We let it happen. And, no other group allows this to happen. But we let these types of things occur in our community. And we should be ashamed of ourselves. We should be ashamed. We should never allow anything like this to ever happen in our community. We have to stand up to people who abuse our women, whether they are white men or even our own black brothers. We have to stand up to them. We have to stand up to them and confront them and deal with them, whether intellectually or even physically, or even just by using every avenue that's legally available to us. But we have to stand up to these types of crimes that are committed against our people. And just as some women speak out against black men who are misogynistic, black women should speak out against misogynists like this pig, Daniel Holtzclaw. If you can talk about how a black man isn't this and isn't that, then surely you can talk about this stinking cop who went around the black community preying on black women. So again, I'm glad that the jury rendered this verdict in this case, and I hope it sends a message to the police around this country that they cannot abuse black women without consequences. I have zero sympathy for this pig, and I hope that he gets what's coming to him.